Hi, welcome to In Stitches with Mary. Well, spring has sprung. It is May, and that means there could be some picnics and potlucks along the way. I have got something that I think you can use. This is just a bowl cover. We all have those bowls in the kitchen that don't have a cover, and we end up putting saran wrap or foil or things like that on top. This is our new laminate fabric that we have here in the store, and I really like this. And we're going to make some bowl covers with this. Let me tell you a little bit about the laminate fabric we have here. This is so versatile. It is, of course, you can wipe it off because it's laminated, but you can also put it in the washing machine. You can put it in the dryer. You can even put it under your iron. It is that versatile. The other thing I like about it is that it is very easy to sew with. The company recommends you use like a denim needle and maybe a longer stitch. I got to be honest with you, I had no problem just sewing it with my size 80 needle and a universal needle, and I did lengthen the stitch length up to about a 3. For the bowl covers, we're going to make them reversible so that you can turn them inside out and use them any way you want. This particular cover, this bowl, by the way, container I should say, is one of my favorite dishes. It's a 7x11, which are really hard to find. But I love to put my apple crisp in here, and I make a lasagna that's just the right size for the noodles in here. So it's going to be nice to have this cover to go on that. To put these covers together, it's quite simple. You're going to need 2 pieces of fabric that are about the size of your container plus 2 inches all the way around. So if this were square, you would add 4 inches to the whole diameter or width of your container. What I did is to just place this on the wrong side, because we're going to put right sides together. So place this on the wrong side, put this down, and then go ahead and using your marking pencil, draw a line around there, and then take your ruler, a small ruler, whatever ruler you might have, and you're going to measure out 2 inches. Let's turn it this way. 2 inches all the way around and draw a line. That's going to be your cutting line, and we're going to do our stitching along that line. You're going to lay your pieces right sides together, and what I recommend you use, of course this would be cut out, is go ahead and use these clips. The pins will pierce through, and some of the laminate fabrics can handle a pin if it's a little bit, but I prefer not putting a pinhole in my laminate. So go ahead and use your clips, and we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way around, and that will look like this when you get done. What I have done, we do need to clip or notch out those corners. I've gone ahead and used my pinking shears. I like to use that often on a curve because that not only notches it, but it clips it at the same time so that when we go to turn this inside out, that's going to lay nice and smooth inside. Now we did remember to leave an opening to turn this inside out, which is what we're going to do at this point. And that's just going to reach in, and this does work really, really well. We're going to turn that inside out, and we're going to use our point turner to work those edges. If you want, you can take it to the iron, or you can just finger press it to get those edges nice and smooth. So I've got that inside out. I love this handy little point turner we have here at the store, and I'm going to push those edges all the way out along that seam. So now you can see how nice and smooth this works. This fabric, this laminate just works so wonderful. And this was just finger pressed. I really didn't take it to the iron. This was just finger pressed. The seam came out nice and smooth. And what's left later on is we will want to tuck those under. So let's go ahead and give those a nice crease and a finger press so that when we're ready to sew that shut, it's tucked inside. The next thing you would do is to go ahead and stitch about 1/2 to 5/8 of an inch from this folded edge from our seam all the way around. You don't need to leave an opening. We're going to stitch all the way around this time. That's the casing for our elastic. How much elastic you'll need will depend on the size of your bowl cover. My favorite thing to do on this is I went ahead and used some clips. You'll see the picture in my directions on that. I clipped this all the way around to determine how much I was going to need, and then I cut off about 1/3 of that because that elastic will stretch, and this is going to keep it stretched as well. Insert that with your safety pin. Insert, put that all the way around, and when you get to the end, you'll take your ends. My favorite way of finishing and tightening that up is to zigzag, overlap them, and zigzag right on top. The zigzags allow that to continue to stretch. So that's my favorite way to finish off elastic in a casing. When you get all done, you're going to tuck those in, and I just do it, it's going to be hard to hand stitch this, so just go ahead and do a little bit of machine stitch right along that edge. Be careful not to catch your elastic. When you get done, you will want to maneuver that elastic in there to make sure it's all evenly spaced within your bowl cover, and you're done. How simple is that? Super simple. I used, this one took about 1/3 of a yard, and I was able to get 2 bowl covers out of that 1/3 of a yard. The laminate fabric is running 58 to 68 inches wide, so it's a nice width of fabric to work with. So I hope you've enjoyed this version of my bowl cover, and I'm glad you joined me. If you're interested in the pattern, just call us here at Neil's and we will get you taken care of. So thanks for joining me, and keep on stitching.